Hello there, teachers and students. It is time for some more fun crafts with Kristen. And today we're going to make two creative reminders of the wonderful words found in Jeremiah chapter 1, where God tells Jeremiah that he chose him and knew him before he was even born, before he was even in his mother's womb. God had a plan for Jeremiah. And this plan was that all things would be possible with God's help. So we're going to make two crafts today that remind us of this beautiful, hopeful promise. Now, the first craft that we're going to do is sort of an arrangement of things that reminds us of two of the great verses in this passage, that God knew us from the womb, from the time we were in our mother, and also that God puts words in our mouth. So we're going to make sort of a collage of sorts. We're going to start with a base. I've got this piece of cardboard. You could use cardstock or paper or whatever you got. And we're going to put a few things on it. So we're going to first illustrate the fact that God has known us from the time we were very, 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 very small. So we're actually going to illustrate this with kind of a unique item. We're going to cut out a heart from some paper. And this heart is going to remind us, of course, of God's love. It's also going to remind us of our place in the world before we even know what our place in the world is. So this is going to be our womb, so to speak, quote unquote. Of course, this is not the actual shape of a womb. We don't really need to go into that anatomy with small children, but we're going to start with our heart. You can glue that or tape it onto the cardstock, and you can write or tape the exact verse, or you can paraphrase it somewhat. So we're going to say something like, God, we'll sort of give this a title. God has a plan for, and you can say for me, you can write the child's name, you can have the child write their name and write the rest of the caption. And then over here, we're going to say, He knew me before I was even born. And here's the kind of interesting part. We're going to put something on here to remind us that we once were very, 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 very small. Again, no need to go into too much anatomy here, but we can mention to children that when you start out in your mommy's tummy, you're really, really teeny, 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 tiny. And so we're going to use, you can use a seed, or if you know you don't have allergy problems, you can use a peanut, because peanuts are very small. You can put the peanut in the shell, however you've got it. So I'm going to use a teeny little tiny peanut here to illustrate little preborn baby. And you can write something as a reminder. I started small. God made me grow. And this is also, if you're doing something with Sanctity of Life Month or talking about the importance of that, of when life starts, you could mention this in here too. Again, up to you how much you want to go into that, but we can talk about how we kind of start as seeds. We're very, very small, and then God helps us to grow, and God knows us and loves us and has a plan for us before any of that even happens. Now, our other element that we're going to put over here is we're going to make a mouth, because God puts the words in our mouth. So we're going to kind of make this lovely smiling mouth here. And you can make it an open mouth, or you can make it a smiling mouth with fun teeth. La 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 la. It's a little strange, but that's going to remind us that God not only gives us the ability to do all things that we do, but he also equips us. He gives us the words to say when we don't know what to say. And he helps us to do all things, even if we're uncertain of how we do those ourselves. So we have our little mouth over here. And if you would like to, you can even backdrop it with some of the actual words of the verses, some of the passage here. First, we're going to have our mouth, glue our mouth down, and remind ourselves why we have this random mouth here. We're going to write down, God puts good words in my mouth. Remember, God puts the words in your mouth, so you don't want something coming out of there that he wouldn't say. Put there, you know. God puts words in my mouth. And here's our mouth, Exhibit A, in case you didn't know that was a mouth. So, if you would like to add a little more decorative fun to this, you can make it something that you could hang up. So you could glue, tape, hole punch, staple a hanger to the back of this item, if you like, or a magnet if you want to magnetize it and stick it on the fridge, however you choose to do it. There's my hanger. Ta-da! Here we have lovely hanging collage of reminders that God knows us from when we're just the size of a peanut, or even smaller. Anyways, there's our, it's kind of like a leaf. It's mouth, really, it's mouth. There's our lovely hanging decoration. Next up, we're going to remember that we can do all things because God equips and allows us. So we're going to decorate a can. And you can use any kind of can for this, of course. I happen to be someone who rarely throws away cans because they make great craftability. So you can use a coffee can or an oatmeal can or not exactly a soda can. That might not quite work the same way, but lots of cans and containers that you can use. A coffee can is usually a pretty good size. Clearly, I have already enjoyed some of this. So we're going to decorate this can to remind us that God helps us and that we can do all things through him. And then on the inside of your can, you have choices. You can make this a special spot to put Bible verses or reminders. You can put prayer requests in here. You can even use it for little things that you like to, little trinkets that you need to store. There's lots of possibilities. So we're going to decorate it. We're going to decorate our paper and then wrap our paper around the can. So first, we're just going to have some fun writing some things on here. And I'm going to leave some space at the bottom because that's going to kind of overlap the bottom of the can. And remember, I can do all things with God's help. He has a job for me and a way to do it. Now, of course, you don't have to write it just like that. You can write the verse. You can write something else. You can also, as you'll see in a moment, decorate it with other things. But that's just, again, one idea of what you can write on there. Now, we're going to wrap this sucker up. I'm going to leave a little space on the top. And we will tape it so that you can see, or I'm sorry, so that you can have it go all the way around. And if you don't have quite enough paper, you can always supplement with some other paper. Da-da-da-da. Snip and snip. And then once I've got it taped, I'm going to have some fun with extra decorations. So here we go. Tapey tape. And be sure to have plenty of other items handy, whether you have stickers or pom-pom balls or glitter. If you're feeling really crazy and adventurous, glitter can be a little, you can use puffy paint if you have plenty of time for things to dry, and or don't mind kids running around with puffy paint things. Lots of options here. So you can cut off the excess, or you can kind of wrap it and mold it on the bottom like a little present. And then we will throw on some more stickers. And again, as much or as little decoration and creativity as you would like. And then if you want to make this something for prayer requests or favorite verses to write down, you can give kids little note cards. You can give them little things to put in here, pieces of paper, all sorts of fun things. And then if you'd like, you can even cut a slit in the top like a piggy bank, and you can put your little prayer requests and note cards and items inside of there. So we'll just pretend these are my prayer requests or note cards. This could also be hopes and dreams and plans for the future. You can do a lot of different things with this. So maybe you say, I pray for, I don't know, good grades in school. Or something like, I want to serve Jesus. That's a great goal. So you can do as many of those as you like, and then you can place them in your can. I can do the can, but you'll get it. So then we have our very fun and wonderful can item. And did I mention make sure that it's empty before you do this? It just helps. I mean, unless you want to give everyone free coffee. But we have our can in which we can put fun items. We have our decorative reminder that God loves us, has loved us, will love us, and enables us to do all of the wonderful things that He has planned, because we can. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. As always, there are many others that can go with the wonderful words of Jeremiah chapter 1. And as always, we have more videos, more ideas, more lessons coming out for you every week. We have messages and crafts to help you serve in your ministry with whomever and whatever that might be. So go make some crafts, make some disciples. Have a wonderful week. See you next time.